Birdman stars Michael Keaton, Edward Norton, Naomi Watts, and Emma Stone. This film is about a man who used to be really famous for playing a superhero called Birdman. That man is Michael Keaton. He's since become rather washed up. His public image isn't very strong anymore, and he scrambles the funds together to put on this play. He's directing it, he's writing it, and he's watching it all crumble around him. But it's not just about that play. It's about existence. It's about one's place in real life. It's about how you view your own life. It's about duality. It's about film critics. It's about family life. It's about drinking. It's about special effects blockbusters. This movie is about everything, and it is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. I'm serious. I've been waiting all year for a movie like this. A movie that I can sit down and I go, oh my gosh, this is why I watch movies and talk about them. This is why I go to the movie theater, for movies like Birdman. Now, what a lot of people are focusing on is the way in which this movie was filmed. It's made to look as if it is one continuous shot. Through clever editing techniques and really long takes and some very skilled actors, they accomplished that. And for that reason, the entire movie feels like it has this ferocity, this unpredictability about it, which is mirrored by its drum-only score, which also feels as if it was made up in the moment. The score is very jazzy, it feels off the cuff, it feels unpredictable, similar to how the film also feels that way. Michael Keaton plays Emma Stone's father in the movie, and they have a very estranged relationship. She's had problems in the past. She's dealing with one side of her feeling one way and the other side of her feeling another. Edward Norton plays a replacement actor who comes in at the last minute, who feels like he owns the theater. He just wants to take over this play. He is also dealing with the fact that he feels as if he's pretending in real life, and when he is acting, he feels as if he's home. And throughout the entire movie, Keaton's character literally hears the voice of Birdman in his head, telling him to do certain things. He ignores it, and sometimes he's able to actually respond to it, and sometimes even see him. And he might just have mysterious powers of some kind in which he can use telepathy to move things. This movie is weird. But what I'm getting at is that almost every character in this movie is dealing with an intense psychological issue of some kind that makes them feel split as if they are two halves of one whole. The movie also touches so much on life, existence, what your place in the world is, what you're here to do. The movie is filled with brilliant metaphorical imagery that instill thoughts and emotions into your brain as you watch the movie that no character is speaking. There's no exposition that can say these things to you. These things are all told through brilliant filmmaking and excellent writing. Now, I gotta give mega praise to these actors. Keaton pulls off the best performance of his entire career. Edward Norton is the best he's been in years. Emma Stone is maybe the best she's ever been. Naomi Watts is also terrific. All of the acting in the movie, even Zach Galifianakis, is perfect. These guys hit all of these tough marks throughout these very long takes, and I gotta give major admiration for that. This movie is also an indictment on big blockbuster movies, but not in an insulting way. It's a way that makes you think. But most of all, and what had the biggest impact on me, is the way the film talks about film critics, or critics in general. There's a scene in which Michael Keaton's character explodes on this theater critic in a bar because she is saying that she's going to give a negative review to his play, even though she hasn't seen it yet, because that's just how she feels about him. He looks at her writing and he just goes to town on it. He talks about how all she uses is big words. She doesn't talk about the structure, that critics just go to these things because they're upset that they couldn't be the artists they wanted to be, so they're going to critique other people's work without actually caring about it. In that scene, the writing of this film stated every single problem that I have had with film critics my entire life. Now, I am a film critic. I review movies all the time. I see as many films a year as I can, and that's what I do. But I've had this problem for quite some time. It seems like critics do not talk about filmmaking. They don't talk about the structure of a scene, or shot composition, or anything that's actually important. They're just looking for whatever quote they can put on a Blu-ray cover. This movie hit that home in the best way. I loved it. And as I said, there's a great scene that is just an assault on audience members that don't care about anything except green screen explosions. Now, I love me some action movies. I love me some big fun entertainment movies, but I also respect art films like this that are really trying to be art. A film that has so much thought-provoking emotion behind it and so much to say about humanity and relationships and also the movie business. It was a flawless movie. I have not one problem with Birdman. Now, you guys have been asking me about this all year. You've been saying, Chris, are you just being really tough this year? Or are you just waiting for Interstellar? What I've been waiting for is a movie that feels like an experience. A movie that I will never, ever forget how I felt sitting in that theater. A movie that I can truly say is a masterpiece. Birdman is the first movie in 2014 that I'm giving an A+. Ladies and gentlemen, when this movie comes to your town, or if it is in your town and you have not seen it, go see it right now. It will remind you why movies are good, and if you don't like this movie, okay, that's fine. So, yeah. Honestly though, this movie invigorated me. I feel as if I am alive again. I have seen a movie this year that I can truly call an experience. Guys, if you have seen this movie, let me know what you think of it below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please look forward to this Halloween Friday. My wife and I are going to have a really fun Halloween video prepared for you guys in which we talk about some Halloween films, some scary films that we love that maybe not everybody loves. That'll be a lot of fun, guys. Stay tuned for that. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you did like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.